Is there a conspiracy surrounding Spider-Man's web shooters in Homecoming? We're breaking it down on today's Nerdist News. Spider-Man Homecoming comes home exactly 1 month from today, and needless to say, fans are getting excited for Peter Parker's first solo swing through the MCU, with a little assist from Iron Man, of course. But as the release date crawls closer, is a little controversy coming with it. One of the coolest things about Homecoming is... All right, are we good? Cool. One of the coolest things about Homecoming is that we'll get to really see what the Stark Tech-powered spider suit is capable of. As star Tom Holland said in a recent interview, I think one of the exciting things about the movie is Peter doesn't even know the bells and whistles of the suit. There's a lot of surprises, and there's a lot of things that happen without him asking it to, which is funny, adding, the suit is almost like the most advanced iPhone ever, you know? It can do so much. You know? But exactly how much can it do? Which apps are actually installed on this full-body iPhone 7? Well, if you've watched the trailers closely, you still probably have no idea, because in two separate spots we're given two separate pieces of info about the suit's capabilities. So in the third trailer released for Homecoming, we see this scene where Peter is admiring his new suit through some very stark colored glasses, and we hear this stat rattled off.
You have 576 possible web shooter combinations.
576 possible web shooter combinations. That's a lot. Unfortunately, that number gets a serious downgrade in a recent TV spot featuring a very similar scene.
You have 78 web shooter combinations.
Only 78! He lost 498 web shooter combinations from one trailer to the... Dude, did you guys see that? Can we get this fixed, please?
We're getting it fixed.
They're getting it fixed. Anyways, 498 web shooter combinations suddenly missing with no explanation. Well, maybe not from Marvel, but naturally, we've got our own theories about these serious Spidey suit discrepancies, and we're gonna break them down right now. Naturally, the first and maybe most obvious theory is that the dialogue was simply re-recorded for the second trailer. If you listen closely, you'll even notice that the voice seems to change a little, suggesting they brought in someone new to play Stark's suit Siri.
576 possible web shooter combinations. 78 web shooter combinations.
But at the same time, 576 to 78 is a pretty huge change, and we think that means there's got to be something more behind it. One possibility is that the 576 web shooters scene actually comes at the very end of the film, after Peter has proven himself to Tony. From the trailers, we can see that a lot of Homecoming deals with Stark acting as a slightly overprotective super parent to his new protege, and that a lot of the features of the suit remain locked for its new user. We could definitely see a version where, after Spidey saves the day in his homemade hoodie costume, Stark finally deems him ready for the big leagues and returns the suit with all the upgrades now available. But we actually think the more likely... Alright, so seriously, what's going on? What is the vanishing point? I am tired of being interrupted. Can we get this fixed, please? Alright, whatever, let's just keep going. But we actually think the more likely story has to do with this guy. Peter's civilian BFF, Ned Leeds. In another scene from the third trailer, we see him hacking into the Stark suit to reveal just how much stuff Tony is hiding from them. And our guess is Peter peer pressures poor Ned into disabling the training wheels protocol, suddenly unleashing the full power of his suit, including those unexplained 498 new web shooter combinations. Of course, don't expect that hacking to go unnoticed. We're also willing to bet that Peter's inexperience with the tech leads to a pretty big screw-up, maybe one that ends with this boat getting split in half during the second act. And when Tony finds out Spidey went over his head, it's what compels him to take away the suit entirely. But what do you guys think? Is there another explanation for the web shooter upgrade, and do you prefer the high-tech Stark suit, or do you prefer the more homespun Spidey costume? Let's just... What is the vanishing point, you ask? How does it connect to Marvel's upcoming 10-issue weekly series, Generations? You can find out one of two ways. Go to your local comic book shop and pick up issues of the Marvel Comics event, Secret Empire. It is happening right now, spanning all of your favorite Marvel titles. The Marvel Universe's greatest heroes will try to thwart Hydra's most spectacular, unprecedented attack. Or you can become a secret member of the High Council, like me, Jessica Hydra Chobotnik. Hail Hydra! Special thanks to Marvel for sponsoring this episode of Nerdist News. Secret Empire issues 1, 2, and 3 on sale now. Woohoo!